Namaste. Welcome to the second Dharna in the Vijnana Bhairava. This text is a conversation between Shiva and Shakti, the god and the goddess, the masculine and the feminine, the energies of creation, the principles that are embodied as all of existence, the pre-existence and the energy that brings forth existence. And in this text, they're having a conversation, they're having a great time. They're talking about the meaning of life and what the point of the universe is. And then Shiva, Shakti's beloved, gives her these practices, these doorways into the experience of what existence is all about. And these are the practices we're sharing. So this is the second one, and it builds on the first one a little bit. So it says that between the exhale and the inhale, and between the inhale and the exhale, there are 2 points that are 2 pauses through which one can access Bhairavi, which is one of the names of Shakti. And it's the name of Shakti in her fierce and ferocious form. Those 2 points of pause are the Dvada Shanta, the 12 fingers distance from our nostrils, from our exhalation. You can measure it for yourself. It's where the subtle body ends and the rest of the body and the rest of the world begins. So this is one of the points between exhale and inhale. And then the other point, the other center of pause, is in the middle of the body, the midline of our being, the center of who we are, in the subtlety of our gross form. And it's between the inhale and the exhale. It's right at the end of the inhalation before the exhalation begins again. And those are the 2 points, the 2 centers that this text is telling us we can access Bhairavi, the goddess in her most fierce, ferocious, intense form, which in some ways kind of makes sense because we can really feel the intensity of creation, the ferocity of life in its urge to exist. Because when we pause the breath, when we stop the breath from its movement, we can really feel the urgency of the breath. So in the space between the breaths is where we find the urgency and the ferocity of life, which is quite a beautiful thing. So move around in your seat a little bit so that you can find your seat. You can rest your hands on your thighs with your palms facing down or up. And if you'd like, you can bring your hands into Chin Mudra, so index fingers and thumbs touch. And then allow your eyes to soften. If your body wants to move around a little bit before you settle in, you're welcome to. Once the eyes soften, you can feel the moment when they want to close, and then just simply allow the eyes to close and the vision to turn inwardly. Feel the movement of your breath. Feel the way of your inhales and your exhales as they pour into each other. This dance of life, that the force of life choreographs so elegantly. And if this helps, it always helps me. If it helps you, you can bring a little bit of a tone to the back of your throat, to the back of your chest, and make have this resonant sound. Breathe Ujjayi Pranayama. Slow, deep inhalation. And a mindful, slow, conscious exhalation. As you breathe in, feel the top of the breath, the top of the inhale touching your center. And then breathe out slowly. And feel the breath reaching the edge of your subtle body, 12 fingers distance from your nostrils, touching that boundary. From there, receive the breath and follow it all the way into your center, and right at the center, allow the breath to pause. And from there, release the breath slowly as it pours all the way out to the Dvadashanta. And before you draw more breath in, pause and feel. And inhale slowly. And pause in your center. Exhale mindfully. And pause at the Dvadashanta, the boundary of where you and the world meet. And from there, inhale. Touch your center and feel that space. Feel what's in it. Feel how Bhairavi reveals herself to you. And exhale. And before you breathe in, meet her there and see what she wants you to see. Inhale. And you are her in your center, pausing, noticing. And exhale slowly. And meet her at the edge of your being. Inhale. And notice what lives in that center inside of you when you pause to see and feel and sense. And exhale. And notice how it unfolds at the space between you and the world before you breathe the world in again. And keep moving and pausing, visiting the edges and the centers. Breathing. And pausing. And stay open to notice can take note of the experience in your own center when you pause there before you release the breath. And then again, become aware and present and receptive to the experience you have once your exhalation visits the boundary between you and the world at the Dvarashanta. And just notice what emerges every time you pause. And feel this experience as it washes over you. Fingers distance from your nostrils at the end of your exhalation. And deep inside the core, the center, the midline of your being. At the end of your inhale. Open and receptive to the ways in which Bhairavi, the goddess, shows herself to you today. And very sweetly and softly, bring your hands together in front of your heart, and as your hands touch, allow that to gently draw you back into this moment, back into your body. And you can gently rub your hands together. Allow your eyes to gently open. And I will see you soon for another Dharna. Thank you so much for joining me.